There's been a lot of developments coming out about Roblox recently, so I just wanted to make this video to kind of talk about three things. One is the new Shopify integration with physical items, being able to take a digital item in Roblox and actually sell it in the physical world. The new payout system for Roblox creators, which was predominantly in the 30% range, is now getting a big increase. And then the last one is, I don't know if anyone else feels this, but I feel like games have gotten way more mainstream. And Kevin, you were pointing out too, some of the games recently that have come out, way different. I remember Jailbreak, and I remember CS Row, and I remember Bloxburg, and they were very, very Roblox.
Yep.
Same characters, all the same shapes. Now I'm seeing Cars.
Yep.
I'm seeing Frontlines, which looks just like Call of Duty.
Yep.
And now we're seeing Dress to Impress, which is the
Yep.
game that I think I've had the biggest fascination with over the last few months, and watching Queso and Kai and all these guys live stream it.
Oh, yeah.
And it feels like this is not going away. It feels like Roblox is going to continue to push into making more mainstream games. Their largest audience base that's increased over the last year has been, I think it was like 18 to 35.
Yep.
So individuals my age are now playing more Roblox, which is also great. But I want to start on the first one that I called out, which is the Shopify integration of this just getting announced last week. Roblox will use Shopify to help deliver physical items that are sold within Roblox. And I think this really translates into dress to impress, because there is a lot of digital fashion items, necklaces, rings, purses, all these types of things. And so now you're telling me that these items can now be bought theoretically, physically, and you'll be able to get it in the mail.
Yeah. I mean, it's the tastemaker's game. Like, these are the people of the generation, they're being voted on. I feel like if I'm dressed to impress and I look at like some of the top rated, whatever, like the people that are winning, it's like they're making outfits that people probably actually want to buy too. And I feel like with the Shopify integration, you'd be able to probably purchase some of them at some point.
But that was the news, correct? It was that they're going to start allowing this. And I think Walmart was the first one that tested this. It didn't go very well, but I think
IKEA
I think a lot of it's just the games haven't been popular. I think it was more like brands kind of forcing themselves into creating Roblox games, and then that Roblox game doesn't really do well, doesn't really translate. I think where this becomes really special is the games that already have high velocity and a high player base, them actually figuring out how to sell physical items as well. And I've seen this in retail. I've seen Adopt Me, I believe, has pets in Walmart and Target. So I've seen physical items from Roblox games make their way into retail stores. But now it's like the developers of those games are going to be able to monetize in a new way, which is selling from a Shopify store.
And you never have to leave. It's just right there.
Yeah.
You click a button that says buy now. Part of me is like, I think that's a fantastic idea. And then part of me also is like, already I feel like there's kids on there with their parents' credit card. You know, I feel like that's going to be even easier now. I feel like, right?
The amount of things that will just show up in the mail. Yeah. As a parent, you really only had to worry about a few things. It's like, are my children where they're supposed to be on the internet?
Yeah.
And are they buying V-Bucks and Robux, and how many?
Yeah.
Right? It's like now you don't have to just worry about buying Robux. You have to worry about socks showing up at your front door made by Gucci.
Yeah.
And how much did those socks cost?
Yep.
And so it feels like this might take a little bit of time to develop, because creating a physical product is very different than creating a virtual product, and how easy that is. But I think the ones that figure out how to do it well are hopefully going to be able to build a really interesting ecosystem on Roblox as well as off of Roblox.
Yeah.
And so we're also seeing daily active users. I think you showed me a chart too. Daily active users quarter by quarter is just a steady increase. Yeah. It's just it's up and to the right.
80 million.
80 million daily active users currently. Which from my understanding is more than Minecraft. So that has to be now it is the most popular game platform in the entire world. Maybe Fortnite is bigger, but I'm not sure it is. I looked at Fortnite before this on Fortnite.gg, and there's a little over 1 million people playing Fortnite Battle Royale.
Yeah.
And so now we're talking about 80 million people daily that are logging onto Roblox and playing. It's like incredible, like what's happening with this platform.
And there's a couple other things that are like minor that they're doing. There's like a price optimization tool too. So I guess there's gonna be something where like it will help you price items. I don't know if it's like items similarly sold are looking like this. And then it's supposed to come out in 2025, so pretty soon.
Okay, and then the next one is one thing that I've always thought that Roblox did really well was creator payouts. And I've talked about this so many times on LinkedIn and just on different posts and things like that over the years, is Roblox is paying out hundreds of millions of dollars a year to creators. I think that in terms of being able to monetize on a game platform, Roblox is by far the best.
Yep.
And I don't even think there's a close second. So
that
now
was, 750 million. For
750 was
Up
that year,
from, like,
2024?
2023.
Okay.
And then 2022 was about a little over 600. So
Yeah.
huge. That's massive.
So talk me through what's happening now. So we're increasing the percentage payout to developers.
Yes, like the paid games, right? Like the ones that I would say, like, yeah, the developed games, the ones that we're talking about later that look, they can be anything, but the ones that you're going to pay, you could pay up to like a AAA title essentially, and for some of these, and I think people will.
And so what's the revenue split? Because from what my understanding, the revenue split was always around 30%.
Yes.
For everything. If you would sell a clothing item, if you would sell a character, if you would sell some type of coins to buy an item inside of your game, like it was always 30%. So is this changing?
It scales with like the price of the game. So if you're selling a $10 game, you're looking at a 50% revenue share. If you're selling a $30 game, you're looking at 60. And then somehow, if you're selling a $50 game on Roblox, if it must be a good game, you're getting 70%. So it kind of like scales with the price that people are
But that's
paying.
only the sale of the game. That's not necessarily the in-game items that
Like
are being
the
sold.
Robux.
Yeah, is always going to be a 30% fee.
I believe so.
Yeah,
Yes.
I guess I get why this was a big headline. I think it is interesting that they're giving developers a higher revenue split for games sold, or if you sell your game for a certain amount. But I would imagine that 90% of the creator payouts are from Robux transactions.
Sure.
Right. And so it'll be interesting to see if this really has any overall effect on the games market. But I've seen how much some of the top games are making. It's absurd. And they're making 30% of that. And so for me, like, I think free to play is still the model. I don't know why you wouldn't want to go free to play. I get if you could make 50% or 70% of the sale of your game. But to me, like, the freemium model of then selling in-game items is just so tried and true on Roblox. It's like if I was to make a game right now, I would continue with that model. So it'll be interesting to see. I get the headline. I get why it's a big deal. But in the grand scheme of things, in 2024 or 2025, when we see the creator payouts, I would imagine 90+% of it will still be from Robux payouts.
Yeah.
And then the last one, this is one thing that I've noticed, and I've said it to multiple people in this office, and it was probably a year and a half ago I started saying this. And yes, I do spend time on Roblox. Yes, I do play the games. I was witnessing there being a change on the top trending games. They were becoming a lot more mature. And it started in anime, weirdly enough. I started to
have
notice.
A list. You want to look at them?
Yeah, I'd love to see a list. But
Yeah.
I remember the moment that I noticed this. It was I can't remember what the game was, but it was a fighting game. It was an anime fighting game. And I was just like, okay, this doesn't really look like Roblox anymore. This now looks like a completely different game engine. Top trending. It's very sports related, which is new because Roblox hasn't predominantly been a place to go play like Ultimate Football or Super League Soccer. But usually the one that I look at two. I look at top earning. Anime Vanguards has been at the top for a long time. And this is kind of like one of the trends that I started to notice is like their Anime Souls is also in the top 3. There's a lot of anime fighting games that have started to do really well. And that kind of, I think, pushed the boundary for other types of games that came in, which I can't remember what that car game was that you were telling me about. Canyon, Frontline. And so it's like top rated still is Anime Vanguard. You have the staples that I think will always be in here, Jailbreak, Bloxburg. But it is interesting just every single week starting to see like the differences in games. The top games are to me always going to stay at the top. Dress to Impress has, I think, been the one that has been the most impressive that I've followed. And I think a lot of it is because creators of all shapes and sizes, no pun intended, because Queso is a big man, are all playing this game. Like I look at Roblox channels, female Roblox channels on YouTube. They're playing Dress to Impress for young girls, all the way up to like Kai and Queso that are playing on Twitch for their audience. And so, yeah, it feels like Roblox's games are like just becoming widely played over different types of creators. And
Yeah.
3 years ago, like there wasn't a lot of that going on.
No. And people, I think in Queso's case, it makes sense because I didn't try. It makes sense because like I think he enjoys it. People enjoy watching him do it. And if you look on his channel, 15 main channel videos in the last month have been just straight Dress to Impress, like 40
That's
minutes
nuts.
of Dress to Impress. So like clearly it's doing well, has a wide audience. There's channels that only do that. And like you said, like you go on most popular streamers, like at some point in the day, someone's probably streaming that.
Yeah. Yeah. This is kind of the beauty of the games industry right now. I know there's a lot of people out there that are going to say that the games industry isn't the same. No new games are coming out. It feels very stale. Just go on Roblox and just scroll. There's so many good, unique games that are coming out on a daily basis. So I think between Roblox and Fortnite, which to me are UGC at the top, and then you have Minecraft that's probably a little bit below that. And now you have a bunch of these other games that are kind of coming out within Epic, like Rocket League and things like that are allowing you to create on the UEFN platform. It's never, ever, ever been a better time to just like get into game development.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would start on Roblox if I was starting for the first time. I think scripting and building and doing the music scoring and like it's very challenging to build in Roblox. Like it may sound easy, it's not. These like kids that are figuring this out and doing this are very talented developers. I probably would start in Minecraft or Fortnite and work my way to Roblox, but it to me has never been a better time. I think you can now make more money than ever. Companies like Shopify are leaning in and allowing you to sell items in the real world, and the vastness of games that have become popular on Roblox is like something I've never seen. It's not that Jailbreak is sucking up 60% of the player base. It's like there's hundreds of thousands of people playing so many different games on Roblox right now, and it just feels like immense opportunity. So I pay attention to this a lot. People are probably going to hear me yap about this in the future, but if you're not paying attention to Roblox, I just think it's something that you should keep an eye on, and it's been really good like seeing the news come out over the past like few weeks of how much they're going to support developers and builders in the future. And Nightlight just came out this morning, so if you haven't, click down below and check out Nightlight. I think I talked about this week.
We
talked about Roblox this week.
A lot more is in there.
So a little bit more information, some of the stuff we talked about. I'm not going to tell you what I talk about next week, but you don't want to miss it, so click down below and subscribe to Nightlight.